Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Muhammad Afad Iman bin Seri. Basically, I'm from group K23. For the title of the project is Flood Map for Jasin River. For the code DAC 21801 final year project. So, for the firstly, I will introduce for our group member, which is I. For the second is Venice Young Mejo, and the third person is Ishraf Laifuddin. For our supervisor, which is Dr. Muhammad Azrai bin Abdul Qadir. Firstly, for introduction, a flood is water overflowing onto dry land caused primarily by heavy rains but not limited to weather. Floods brings damage from rushing water and debris. This thesis aim to design a flood map for Jasin River in Melaka, Malaysia. It focus on reducing flood risk by modeling the river and creating a post-flood map for problem solving. For the problem statement, which is we delve into the impactful phenomena of flooding, where water spill onto dry land, driven not only by heavy rains, but also factor beyond weather condition. As flooding wreaks havoc through the force of rushing water and debris, our thesis is to focus to craft a comprehensive flood map for the Jasin River in Melaka, Malaysia. By intricately modeling the river, our objective is to minimize flood risk and devise effective solution through the creation of a post-flood map. So for our objective is to study propose a flood map for Jasin River to identify the current situation of flood-prone areas in Jasin catchment. The aim of this research, including the flowing, for the first is to stimulate the flow event using 2D Hydrology Engineering Center River Analysis System, which is HERAS model. So for the second is our objective is to propose flood maps for 10, 20, 50, and 100 years of arithmetic rainfall intensity ARI.
Hi, I'm Venice. Today I'm going to talk about our study area. Our study area is located in Jasin, Melaka. Our study focused on Jasin River, which specifically in Jasin District. Jasin District is the largest district in Melaka that covered almost 42% of the state area. It designated as a water catchment area, restricting industrialization in Jasin town. In Jasin Basin, it consisted of 8 watersheds. Basically, Malaysia experienced 2 monsoon seasons. The first one is the northeast monsoon, which from November to February. The second one is southwest monsoon, which from May to August. In March 2023, a continuous heavy rain reaching up to 100 mm per day led to a flood disaster in Melaka. For scope and limitation, firstly, DEM, Digital Elevation Model. We use DEM with 30-meter resolution from the market. Also, 2D HERAS model. We use this for our study analysis. For your information, this software enables calculation for unsteady flow in 2 dimensions. For our guideline, model design and implementation will adhere to the Urban Stormwater Management (MSMA) guideline. We also collected our data for rainfall level, stream flow level, and water level from Department of Irrigation and Drainage, DID, Malaysia. For our literature review, we refer to Muhammad Adib, Razi, Muhammadi, and Felix. Their study is about using HERAS for floodplain area in Muar City, flood modeling at Bandar Baru Pahat, Johor. For Felix, his study is about flood risk mapping and infrastructural susceptibility assessment using GIS. However, we refer a lot study of Muhammad Adib because he used HERAS for flood simulation in Muar, Johor's urban area. He gathered stream characteristics, ran hydraulic simulations, and identified flood-prone areas. He identified 7 out of 20 stations prone to flooding over the next decade. He emphasized HERAS as a crucial tool for floodplain assessment and modeling, aiding in government control and early warning. He also used HERAS 6.0 to simulate flood risk in the Ona River Basin, Nigeria. He identified flood-prone areas, generated depth maps based on historical events. He utilized ALOS DEM and rainfall data for modeling, integrated HERAS output with GIS for comprehensive flood risk mapping.
Okay, for research methodology, we have 5 methods that we need to do. Okay, first one is data collection, and then we need to do hydrological process. After that, we need to use hydraulic process, which is we use software HERAS and ArcGIS, and then validation and calibration. And the last one is propose a flood map. So after this, I will elaborate one by one of this method in deeply. Okay, the first one is data collection. So in this methodology, we involvement to government departments, namely JUPEM Jabatan Ukur dan Pemerintah Malaysia and DIT Jabatan Saliran dan Pengaliran Malaysia. So for the Japan, they used to share with us of DEM, which is in size 10 meter times time meter, and then they just make a validation or check-in of data that we use with them. And then for Jabatan Saliran dan Pengaliran, we use their data of rainfall, water level, and stream flow that we need to apply on software HERAS. Okay, and then for there are two ways that we can get the EM, which is the first one is the shuttle radar topography mission STRIM, which is the we can find in the internet, and also they have acquisition that date, and then the second one is Japan in size resolution 10 meter. Okay, the second method is hydrological process. So in this method, we use to utilize HERAS 2D software for flood mapping. So we use to generate flow hydrograph, measure flow dynamic, and explain flood mechanism. And then we use analyze stream channel form, water flow, and cross-section details with various input parameter. And then the HERAS that we output as scientists in advanced flood modeling considering steady flow, unsteady flow, and sediment transport and water quality. Okay, the third one is hydraulic process. So in this methodology, we will start with software, which is the name is HERAS. So we using HERAS to the flood mapping software in this study. Okay, and then it's help to create chart so showing how floods happen after rain, and then it also helps to see how water move and how fast it goes in different place. So it which is our site is Jasin. Okay, and then this software need input data like where the river bands are to create a cross section, and then it helps to understand the shape, position, and height of the river using lots of input data in each cross. Okay, the fourth one is validation and calibration. So as I said before, JUPEM and Jabatan Saliran and Pengaliran is mainly that you need uh, we calibrate with them because they have a lot of data about river in Jasin. So before we use to the HERAS model under we need to undergo validation and calibration to ensure accurate simulation of real world system. So for validation, uh, we will verify whether or not the given data is still valid by checking with JPS, Jabatan Pengaliran dan Saliran, and JUPEM, Jabatan Pemetaan Ukur dan Pemetaan Malaysia. And then calibration will be performed with JUPEM and JPS on the prepared data to ensure that the head simulation data is accurate. Okay, the last method is proposed flood map. So, as I said before, that we need to use two software, which is HERAS, and the second one is ArcGIS. So, what is ArcGIS actually? So, ArcGIS is a GIS, which is stands for Geographic Information System software suite developed by Esri for mapping, spatial analysis and data visualization. And then it's accurate data from HERAS that we used there before this seamlessly transferred to ArcGIS. Okay, HERAS export vital river data cross-section, data line, and flow path. So this data can be saved in a format compatible with ArcGIS. So that we use ArcGIS to create detailed flood map for various time frame in 10, 10, 15, and 100 years. After so we will go through the last content of this slide presentation is expected outcome, which is the conclusion of our project. Okay, for our outcome of this FYP, the first one is obtain the details result of flow direction and distribution from HERAS simulation, and then to produce flood mapping of current flood run for Jasin River in 10 years, 20 years, and 100 years of R. What is ARI? Is estimated rainfall intensity. So this result is expected, so the flood simulation that has been proposed can be achieved according to the objective and scope study that have been set. So therefore it can have a good impact on analytical studies.